the predators hunted by artificial light. This was the iron law of Nix 7, and Captain Vorn AK had learned it the hard way. His reconnaissance team had lost 2 members on the first night when they'd activated their standard-issue glow lamps. The nocturnal hunters, massive, silent things with heat-sensing organs, had descended within minutes, drawn to the electromagnetic signatures like moths to flame. Now, on the third night, the survivors huddled in absolute darkness inside their emergency shelter. The temperature had dropped to -15 Celsius, and Vorn AK could hear the chittering of his Krelat teammates as their cold-blooded metabolisms began shutting down. "We need heat," whispered Clara, the team's medic, her scales clicking together in involuntary shivers. "Another night like this and we'll enter torpor. We won't wake up. Any light source will kill us faster," Vorn AK replied, his own reptilian body growing sluggish. The mammals on the team, 2 Betelgeusians, were faring better, but even they were showing signs of hypothermia. Only the humans seemed unbothered. Lieutenant Sarah Okonkwo sat cross-legged near the shelter's entrance, her eyes adjusted to the darkness, watching the landscape. 3 moons hung in the sky, casting Nix 7 in a pale, silvery glow that somehow didn't trigger the predator's hunting response. Natural light, the team had discovered, was safe. It was technology that drew death. "Captain," Sarah said quietly, "I have an idea. But you're going to think it's insane." Vorn AK's nictitating membranes flickered. "We're dying slowly in the dark. Insanity is welcome. We can't make light, but we can redirect what's already here." Sarah pointed at the 3 moons. "Moonlight is just reflected sunlight. It's natural, passive, and it won't emit any electromagnetic signature." "Moonlight provides no heat," Clara objected weakly. "Not on its own," Sarah agreed. "But concentrated moonlight is different. On Earth, we had a scientist named Tsutomu Mitamura who built a reflector system that concentrated moonlight to 15,000 times its normal intensity. It produced actual heat, enough to light paper on fire." Vorn AK's sluggish brain struggled to process this. "You want to collect moonlight?" 3 moons, Sarah emphasized. 3 sources of reflected light. Our emergency shelter has metallic thermal blankets, the crashed shuttle has polished hull panels, and I've got my helmet's reflective visor. Give me 2 hours and some help, and I'll build us a solar cooker, except lunar. The captain had no better options. He assigned the 2 Betelgeusians to assist while the cold-blooded crew members conserved their remaining energy. Sarah worked with practiced efficiency, stripping the shelter of its reflective emergency blankets and arranging them in a parabolic curve, using debris to create a frame. The Betelgeusians retrieved 3 large hull panels from the shuttle wreckage, their polished surfaces mirror-bright even in the dim light. "The key is the focal point," Sarah explained as she worked, her breath misting in the frigid air. "We're creating a parabolic reflector. All the moonlight that hits the surface converges at one spot. With 3 moons providing light from different angles, we maximize the collection area." She positioned the panels to catch and redirect light from each moon, all focusing toward a central point where she'd placed a dark-colored rock from the landscape. "Dark surfaces absorb radiation better. This rock will heat up and radiate warmth." "This is madness," Clara whispered, though hope crept into her voice. An hour later, the impossible happened. The rock at the focal point began to warm. It was subtle at first, Sarah verified it with her hand, but soon the temperature difference was unmistakable. She placed it in a metal container and brought it inside the shelter, then returned with another rock to heat. By rotating heated rocks into the shelter every 30 minutes, Sarah created a sustainable heat source that raised the interior temperature to a survivable level. The Krelat crew members slowly revived, their metabolisms reactivating as warmth returned to their bodies. "How did you know this would work?" Vorn AK asked, his mind clearing as his body temperature stabilized. Sarah smiled in the darkness. "My grandmother lived in a village in Nigeria without electricity. People there used all kinds of passive solar techniques, solar cookers, natural ventilation, thermal mass storage. When you grow up learning to use what nature gives you, you get creative. She gestured at the moons. These moons were already giving us light. I just asked them to give us a little more. Humanity, one of the Betelgeusians rumbled appreciatively, has a remarkable talent for weaponizing anything, even Moonlight. Not weaponizing, Sarah corrected gently. Befriending. The universe provides what we need. We just have to be clever enough to ask properly. As dawn approached and the predators retreated, Vorn AK watched the human adjust her reflector array one more time, squeezing out every photon of warmth from the departing moons. He made a mental note for his report, * when assembling survival teams for hostile worlds, always include a human. They see resources where others see only obstacles, *. Outside, something howled in the fading darkness, but inside the shelter, surrounded by ingeniously redirected moonlight, the team was finally, blessedly warm.